My current role at Automate Intelligence is Head of Engineering, so that means I'm leading a team of 25 people across different skills: coding, software engineering, testing, product management. And day to day, that means potentially helping people with tough technical problems, giving them a bit of guidance, but often it means one-to-one mentoring, coaching, helping people understand how to work better, how to look at the work that they're doing and thinking, is there a better way to do this? So not just about what we're doing, but how we're doing it. Data is being produced in greater and greater volumes every day than it ever has been at any point in the past. There is data coming from all sorts of sources now that previously wouldn't have even been considered. That data, if not used actively and managed, can be a liability. You can have risk hidden within that data, or opportunity that you're not making use of as an organisation, be that government or private organisation or anything like that, even in the charity sector. There could be valuable information within that data that you're not taking advantage of. So data analytics and the whole field of software development around data is really about saying, how do we turn data from that liability into that asset? We typically find in our organisation, with customers that we deal with, that 70, 75, 80% of data maybe doesn't have the business value that the organisation thinks it does or that it expects to. So by focusing on the quality of the data, removing the data that isn't necessary or that's wasteful or duplicated or obsolete, by removing that data, you increase the overall quality of the data. You allow people to spend more of their time focusing on what their mission is. As if you think of an example of a charity or public sector, they don't want to spend time battling with data, trying to find valuable information in it, trying to find that file that's going to help them make that application process that's going to allow funding for some project. You want that data to work for you. You want that data to have value and instant value for you, and you want to take the risk out of it as well. GDPR is a massive example of risk that's in data, and if unmanaged, it's going to come back and it's going to cause a problem for you. So, the expectation or the onus on organisations today is to be actively managing the data, actively taking control of it, to the point where it's almost negligent not to do so. There's so much potential in data to make organisations more effective in what they're trying to do and more able to achieve their mission. Data comes from a variety of sources, and that range of source is increasing all the time. There's data that people previously maybe didn't even realise was available to them, and therefore that there were problems that could be solved with that data. So data analytics as a field really is about understanding, how do we take data from all of these sources, these places that may have previously been considered like a liability or a cost centre. How do we take that data and how do we actually combine it, correlate it, understand the value that's in it, the insight that's in it, and solve some new problem with that. There are constantly new sources of data being discovered or incorporated into software solutions, and that's only going to continue as we start adding in technology, especially like machine learning onto those data sets. We're going to start finding out things we didn't know even existed within the data, and that's where the potential is in this field. It's in digging deeper, understanding more of what we've got right now, and how do we make the best use of that. So by getting rid of those problems, by using software to manage data, to control data, and to solve those problems for you, what you're actually doing is allowing organizations to be a better version of themselves. It could be within the financial sector, being able to understand the data better, to be able to make better decisions, and therefore provide a better service to the customers, or reduce their risk in how they operate. Or for a charity, it could mean spending less time working and spending money on IT systems when you could be putting that energy into actually meeting the needs of the people that you're working for. what are typically called soft skills are actually probably the most important skills. The skills of understanding people, of communication, of being able to put yourself in somebody else's shoes and understand their world, understand their problems, and therefore use your skill to solve that problem